Welcome. Here once again, man.
I could have kept that one. I could have played that whole song.
Yeah,
man.
honestly.
That's another one of the ones, man. That's another one of the ones.
Yeah.
My bad, bro. My bad.
That's what I be saying. Like when people ask me, like, "Well, I'm a Drake fan," I wish they would just give me about 20, 25 minutes so I can play them type of songs.
Yeah.
This is what makes me a Drake fan.
Yeah.
God's playing is cool, but that's not why I'm a fan of him.
Like that was the stuff that like the core Drake fans.
Yeah.
I don't even know if the core Drake fans are the core Drake fans anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what the core is. The core dang near is if you came around Take Care for a lot of people these days.
Yeah, that's true. People don't remember Heartbreak Drake and that. Golly, man. That song right there just brings me back to so many memories, bro. Because we was jamming that in like high school, like off an MP3 player in a Zoom. Shout out to that Zoom.
Man. Once boys got the music on the Xbox hard drive.
Oh, yeah.
Bro,
yeah.
I wish y'all still had that, man.
Well, one point I was looking at, because at one point I knew where it was. And I was like, I was Googling like, how do I get the information off my Xbox hard drive and just put it? I just needed it on a computer to put it on a flash drive or something.
Yeah, I would help pay to get that data extracted from that because, man.
I low-key think I could still find it because I was thinking about where it's at. At one point, it was in Denton at my old apartment. Denton might have made its way back home. But,
yeah, because that mug it got some gems.
It got some gold on it. It got CD quality, CDQ. It got fireworks CDQ. It got shut it down CDQ. The leaks. Oh my god. But anyways, yeah. So and it got the extended Teflon Don on there. But anyways, what episode is this? 28.
Yep, this is episode 28 of the Transferable Experience podcast. Remember to do all the things on all the things. How's your week been so far, man?
Tiring. It's been not tiring. It's been a fun week. I went to the Texas Rangers game on Monday.
Oh yeah, you popped the week off.
That's what it is. I think I started so high.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? I started high. Like and you know, last weekend we did the fundraiser. We mentioned that in the last episode. Which turned out to be pretty good, you know.
Yeah.
That was a high energy day because it wasn't really like a lot of dips in that day. This Sunday we drove back home. Then Monday I was right back out in the streets after work.
Yeah.
So I guess I would say that not so much tiring, just that it started. Like I never dipped low enough to recuperate to get ready for the week. I think it was just been one high ride, you know, and it's kind of finally nosediving a little bit.
Yeah.
But regardless of that, Texas Rangers game was cool.
Who did they play?
They played the Angels.
Did they win?
They won. And I even got to see Ohtani.
Chance to know who that is. Oh, that's like the hottest man in baseball.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I saw Ohtani. He wasn't pitching, but he hit, and man, they go crazy for him. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, he's like a crowd favorite.
Yeah, crowd favorite, and his people root for him. You know what I'm saying? Like it was a lot of I don't even know what he is. Yeah,
his community was there.
Yeah, his community. Yeah, they was in there. Texas Ranger jersey, Angel jersey. It didn't matter. They was supporting them. But which was a good thing to see. That made me happy. I was like, that's what you should do.
Yeah.
Because if it was somebody from our community, we would all be there. You know what I mean? But anyways, that was fun. That was date night with me and my significant other. Shout out to you, girl. That was a good day. And we haven't had a date in a while, so that was a good. I forgot how important those things are. Dates, like actual planned date. Because you chill with your girl, right? Or your significant other, whatever it is, whoever it is. It's a difference between, hey, man, just come through, you know what I'm saying? Then, okay, I got this set aside for us to do. This is what we're doing. And I forgot how important that was. And date night, Monday really brought that importance back to me because it was a good date night. For sure.
It's good.
Outside of that, the rest of the week has been pretty cool. got into a little bit of a scramble towards the end at work and stuff like that. Because we had I'm a supervisor now, so like all I'm really doing is just taking on the responsibilities of everybody that don't want to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? Well, the responsibilities that they don't want to deal with, I just deal with. Like a dude got sick the other day. He had like 4 jobs scheduled today, and I had to find something to do with those. Like, and it was a combination of rescheduling and me going to do a couple of them, and some of them canceling. I was just like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? It was just one of those.
Life of a boss, huh? Can't relate.
Hey, I ain't never but middle management. I ain't never middle management. Like, I got enough power, but not enough power. You know what I mean? But all in all, man, the week was good so far. The week was good. How about yourself?
Yeah, man. I'm coming off. I'm kind of like you, coming off the weekend where we did a lot, and then Sunday I had to drive back. So I don't know. I kind of started off the week a little tired. I mean, I had everything in line and whatnot, but I was pretty tired, man. And I mean, luckily work has been pretty slow, so I've been able to kind of just ease into the week. Yeah, because I don't really have anything like pressing to do, so I was able to kind of ease into the week and whatnot. And I don't know. I feel like it's kind of just been a build, like the week kind of just building up to next weekend. So for me, it's kind of like, I don't know. Kind of just looking forward to next weekend. That's when, your brother turns the big 29. That's a wild age to be.
That's a scary number.
Yeah, I feel like, when you turn 27, 28, it was like, yeah, whatever. But 29 is like, dang, that's your last year in your 20s.
I don't know why I feel like $20, like, man, this is it.
Yeah, that's an intense age.
Like, this is it. Like, that's really making you like, okay, where am I in life? Where am I going? What I want to do?
Yeah, you got to take a hard look around. Where am I? What have I done for 29 years? And I don't know. I kind of been thinking about that because, like I said, I think he might have mentioned that like this is our last year in our 20s, and it just made me think about like where I'm at in like life and like
just the whole journey.
Dang, that was 29 years. Yeah. Because like I feel like your 20s is, you go through so many transitions in your life in 20s.
There's a lot of different chapters in the 20s.
Yeah, because you probably, most people still in college if you take the college route. So then you got a few years in your 20s doing college stuff. Then you got to transition into the workforce. Then like towards the end, you kind of start hopefully
getting into
like stabilizing your career or kind of,
or at least the first part.
Yeah, or you at least towards the end of your 20s, you finally got a kind of a sense of where you trying to go. Hopefully,
you probably in the end of your 20s, and there's people that's more fortunate, and a lot of people that have seized the opportunities. But those late 20s, you probably got that first or second big boy job or big girl job, kind of making a good enough money, like you said, to stabilize. And
you finally feel, because what I'm saying, then like your 20s, you like I say right out of school, that's like, because first you got to go through that. Most people go through that little
drought
of, oh shoot, I can't just get a job instantly, or I got to go more school, kind of figure something out. So you might dabble in a few different industries and just kind of figure out. That's why I feel like your 20s is probably the biggest journey you'll take in life, as far as like just
I think your 20s,
being in different realms.
I'm about to say, I think in the 20s you take the most drastic turns.
Yeah.
Because I've worked some jobs I didn't even think about I would work. I've lived places that I never even contemplated living. You know what I mean? Met people, met good friends, lifelong friends. Lost a couple. You know what I mean? Not even just death or anything, just people that go their own way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That kind of thing like that. But it's not even a bad thing. It's just like, dang, that's just another path of life that somebody's taking. And this is me taking mine. And I didn't know it would look like this. I honestly did not know it would look like this. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like I'm just kind of starting to feel like stable. Like I can finally say, okay, I feel stable.
Yeah.
Not to say, just stable. Like it took this long just to feel stable. But
you know what? I now have the most, you know what? I'm the most confident in my barbecue family gathering answer now. You know what I mean? Like, man, so what do you do? I could confidently say, well, I'm living in Dallas. I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Just got promotion, blah, blah, blah. Before, it was kind of like, shoot, I'm working. You know what I'm saying? I just kept it general. But now I can confidently say something.
Yeah, this.
Yeah.
But no, it's so interesting because I started thinking about that. And I was like, well, because I always ask myself, I was like, what would my younger self think about me? Current me, like like when I was probably my most arrogant and just arrogant about life and just thought I had it all figured out. So we'll say somewhere between 17 or 18. Like if they looked at me, what would they think? And it's just like, honestly, because I think they kind of go into what I wanted to talk about, where it was kind of like me personally, I never had like some people say I want to do this by 22. I want to be married by 25.
Yeah.
I want to have my first business at 30.
Yeah.
At 35, I want to have 10. And 40, I want to be looking at retirement. Like, I never had like ambitions like that. Like as far as like where I had that invisible timetable in my head that I just thought I had to adhere to.
Yeah. No. I think I had more qualitative things than like a number. I know how I wanted to feel at 22. I know how I wanted to feel at 25. What I felt, you know what I'm saying?
See, I think, and that kind of go into like how you think at certain ages, because I didn't really think too far ahead when I was in like my teenage, early 20s. Like, I didn't really go that far ahead, man. I was a year at the max, maybe 2.
I say this all the time, and I know we talk about this all the time, and this might sound contradictory to what I just said, but like this kind of how I always looked at it. I'm gonna just say like 15-year-old Jew, right? I knew I was gonna graduate at 18 and go to college, and then after college, it's just blank. After that, it was just blank, and then after that blank, it's just I have a family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never knew what that blank space was. I don't know what that was. Like you said, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even look forward to what I don't even think I could comprehend the nuances of life at that point. I just always thought it was, well, I do this, then I could do this. You know what I'm saying? Then I do that, then I could do that. And kind of naive.
Yeah.
A lot of you know what I'm saying, being naive. And some of it was just ignorance, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And like you said, some of it was just me being full of myself.
Yeah, I guess I was just so nearsighted back. Like, like people would have like saying, "Oh, I want to go to this college. I want to go to this college." In my mind, I used to always think, "How did they come to that conclusion?" Because I don't know where I went. Like, I hadn't even really thought about college like until like it was time, like our junior year, to start thinking about it. And I was like, "Oh, well, I don't know. I've never had no aspiration to go anywhere."
I remember you saying you were just gonna go for whoever paid. Whoever paid for it.
I didn't overthink it. I didn't have anywhere that I secretly wanted to go. Or
you
nothing.
did. You did.
That's why I say I was so like just in the moment, and
it's funny.
I'm here now.
I remember you back then. You didn't.
So it was like, and it's crazy to think like that. I was just my mindset when I was a teenager was what I'm getting into today. Like I'm not even thinking about tomorrow. I'm like, what's happening today? What are we trying to get into? Plans didn't exist for me. It was just about
they did.
Go with the flow. I got a plan out maybe that day, but
you have a bag with you.
Yeah, but beyond that, it was go with the flow. Let's see what happens. I don't know. I mean, granted, too, that may be because, you know, we did live in a small town. So it wasn't like it was just the most going on. And you didn't have to, like, try to lie to yourself and say, oh, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Shoot, I heard this. I heard that. No.
It was like, you know what?
These are your options.
Yeah.
Which one do you, which one do you want to do?
Yeah.
I think that was the thing, too, why I was like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
Who house we gonna be at? Pretty much. That's the only question I gotta answer.
Yeah, if it ain't the right person throwing a party, we just gonna chill.
Yeah, I'm gonna say who house we gonna be at, bro. Where we going to chill at? Are we gonna be at Jew crib
or yours?
Yeah, we're gonna go. You know, Billy. It's like three options we had pretty much. So I think that's why I didn't have to necessarily get too deep into planning because it was like it was only so many options.
I'm about to say I'm going to end up one of three places. Yeah.
But I just think about that and just even how like your mindset at different ages change. Where it was like, then I was just short sighted. Let's just see what happened today. To you had to start to transition in college where they asking you to think about your future and like most kids never have really put too much thought into it.
Right.
And I always thought that was weird how like at 18 they want you to answer, hey, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? Like, bro, I haven't lived. Like, this is my first time outside my mama's house. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I just left this. Yeah.
Hey, I had to just learn how to wash my clothes and stuff and just be able to fend for myself. And you want me to tell you what I want to do with the rest of my life at 18?
You want me to have a 5, 10, and 15-year plan?
Bro, I can't even buy a drink legally, but I'm supposed to decide the rest of my life.
I ain't even 20. You know what I'm saying? I can't do nothing. Like,
that's the craziest thing ever. Like, I just don't think that's a fair question to ask an 18-year-old. Like, I feel like, I don't know how college should be set up. Well, I guess it's kind of is set up where you kind of just take like the basics the first 2 years because it kind of give you time, I guess, before you got to declare a major or pick something because all the, basics are the basics for pretty much every major. But
I'm putting something in my notes because what you just said, I have a deeper question based off that. But I also want to know the answer to your original question. What would 16-year-old Ed say to Ed now? I want to hear that. I want to hear that answer.
He'd probably just be confused. You ended up in Dallas? Because at 16, heck, I'd only maybe been in Dallas like 2 or 3 times in my life.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, Dallas? What's up there in Dallas? And you do what? I don't even know what that is. So I think that would be like, I think the younger me would just be confused. Heck, he might even be shocked that I don't have a child by now.
Well, he'd
be shocked by that.
I think
he'd be like, huh?
I think I'm sorry. I think a 16-year-old Jew would he was like, dang, you made it that far? He was like, dang, you made it that far? All right.
Yeah, I think that he would just mainly be just confused, because like I said, I didn't grow up talking about Dallas. For us, Houston was the promised land.
Yeah, Houston.
I never in my life thought I would end up in Dallas at that age, at 16, or 18, 17.
Yeah. Well, shoot, I knew I wanted to go to UNT, so my story is a little different. I think 16-year-old Jew would look at me right now and be like, he'd be like, all right, I guess that's how it turned out. You know what I'm saying? But I think he would say to myself, like, man, do the things that make you happy, man. Don't feel like you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Don't bend over backwards for everybody. You've been doing that long enough. And that's him at 16.
Yeah, I don't think 18, 17-year-old Ed that wise to even be focused on happiness and stuff. I was about to say,
but I always think, I think 16-year-old Jew had a sense of like, looking for somebody's fulfillment in their existence a little bit. It wasn't as refined as it is now. Yeah. It was in a very like childish way, you know what I'm saying?
I think I came into my own more so that freshman year of college when I started thinking about life and that kind of stuff. Happiness and
is that because you struggled your freshman year?
Yeah, and had a lot of just time alone finally. That's like the most time I ever had by myself. Yeah. Like just always by myself. Just me and my thoughts. So
hey, you do that long enough
Yeah,
you gonna start to figure.
You gonna start to uncover stuff.
Yeah, I said you gonna figure
think
some
about
stuff
life
out.
and
You gonna start figuring some stuff out, bro.
Yeah, thoughts just start running. But no, it's just so it's like I never like thought about like I just didn't have like aspirations like it seems like most people have like we said about the marriage thing and like maybe
having a car,
like
having a house.
you want to be married or I never thought about I wonder what my wedding gonna be. I didn't really think about adult life much, truth be told.
Oh, see, I came from I did think about that.
Like when you was in your teenage years?
Yeah, I was like,
I never
I thought about like wedding song.
I never thought about what type of house I was gonna live in, how many kids. I didn't think about any of that, man. Like,
dang, that's wild, bro.
That's why when people say, "Well, what have you always wanted?" Like when people say, "Man, I always wanted a family of 4 or 5." I'm like, bro, I'm just starting to think about that type of stuff now.
Yeah.
And that was like mid-20s.
You know what, Ed? You know what? Think about it. Thinking back of 6-year-old Ed, I think from what I remember, 6-year-old Ed was just trying to get through the day.
That's it, bro. That's it.
If I remember right, my boy was just trying to get through the day, like we all was being athletes and stuff. It's just like, let's just get through the day. Let's
the day would be enough. Truth be told.
Yeah.
You start thinking about more than that, you really just gonna get kind of overwhelmed.
But I think that was a product of your focus. Like you're able to focus on something. When you was in sports and you knew you had practice, all right, I'm just gonna focus on getting through practice.
Yeah.
When you was in college and you had tests, I'm just focused getting through this test.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? When you had an interview for a job, I'm just gonna focus on Ed is just gonna get through the day. You know what I'm saying? Everything is predicated on a day running smoothly.
Yeah.
I think that's what Ed has been. I think Ed is still that right now. I think you got more clarity now than back then. Because back then it was just like, well, shit. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? Excuse my French, but
yeah, it's so interesting to see how like your mindset changed like over the years. Because like I say, teenager, just in the moment pretty much. Then like early 20s, you finally start to kind of sort of, if not else, think about profession, that too, but kind of like, okay, where I want to live. Because I can like pretty much, you technically have the freedom to live wherever you want.
You really do. We trap ourselves.
Binding any, legal issues. But you can live anywhere you want. Because I think I had to think about that. Like, do I want to be in Houston? Do I want to be in Dallas?
Yeah.
Do I want to go back home?
Yeah.
And I think you have to start answering questions like that. And it forces you, college forces it puts you in an environment where it forces you to grow up. Because like I say, they ask you what you want to do for the rest of your life, or at least the general field you want to work in for the rest of your life. And then you got to think about.
Right. See, me, I used to take those questions as not necessarily. I used to interpret those questions as what type of life you want to live. You know what I mean? And that's when you said, like, when I'm thinking about Houston, I kind of I have an idea of what life in Houston would be for me. I know the people. I think about the people I know out there.
Yeah.
Think about who my circle would be.
Yeah.
Proximity to resources, things I would know. How much it would force me to go outside my comfort zone, which wouldn't probably be much. You know what I mean? Because like it's just like stable over there.
Yeah.
Orange, I for sure know what a life in Orange is like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not to say that Dallas gave me the most mystery or whatever.
Yeah.
Because I tried it, So I lived in Orange for a little bit after college. You know what I'm saying? I spent time in Houston, just like you. You know what I'm saying? I did the Dallas thing for a little bit before I just moved around everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But I think the version of life I had here, I liked it. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about just how we comprehended it, right? As a young adult, it was about me. Because you know what my thing was? I've always wanted to be self-sufficient.
Yeah.
Now,
Same.
I will say that as a teenager, at like 18, I knew that. I was like, because I came from a background where like we was always dependent on like some kind of food stamps, which I love food stamps. I need some food stamps. But anyway, you know, we were kind of dependent on things, had to like get stuff from people to help us, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
And not that like I didn't want to like not do that. I just wanted to take the burden off my mama, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, man, I don't care. I ain't gonna say I don't care, but I said I don't know what it's gonna be. I just want to be able to take care of myself, like so that my mama don't have to give me $300 or something like that every 2 weeks or something.
Yeah.
That she could be using for herself or my little sister. So I think that was the driving force. You know what? I'm pretty sure. I'm just about 90% sure. That was the driving force behind all the decisions younger Julius made. Like, what's the capacity for me doing this? You know what I'm saying? Without having to call on nobody else. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what drove me to do a lot of things. So, you know what I mean? But now, I mean, that was a very adolescent mind thinking that. You know what I mean? Nowadays, I still think that, but I just kind of got the resources to do it. Yeah. Back then, I didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? And when I fell short, I got mad and stuff like that, and frustrated with myself. Like you said, like I had some times to myself when I was by myself or I was struggling, and that's really what helped me discover it. You know?
Yeah. If
that makes sense. I didn't mean to go on a tangent, but I think that's what the driving force was for me. And it's funny that that we even talking about this, because like I had just mentioned how I had got the promotion, right? Last episode, and I said how like I start to think about the journey. You know what I'm saying? When I get like good things happen, I think about like, okay, at 18 I chose to go to UNT. In UNT, I met the professor that told me to go to AmeriCorps, where I met Scott, where I went to New York. Blah 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 blah. They got me here, and when I was thinking about it, actually I had a phone call this week from my homeboy Jesse. Jesse listens. Shout out to Jesse. What's up, bro? He called me, told me everything he was going through, right? And we had kind of got on the topic of decisions, and we already talked about decisions, but like a 16-year-old, 17-year-old kid, like you said, trying to make decisions for his life that young. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even think we understood. I don't think I even understood the ramifications.
Yeah, like the magnitude.
Yeah,
of
the
decision.
magnitude of the decision. I was like, man, I'm gonna just go to UNT because they gave me an academic scholarship. I really don't know what it looked like out there.
Yeah,
me and Lee came up here and we visited one time before my senior year. Before our senior year. And so I applied, and I didn't really know what was going to happen, but I just took the step. And I think that's what, it landed me here. You know what I mean?
But yeah, it's so interesting too. Like, it's how your mindset changes, and like, I guess a lot of that comes with just wisdom, which just comes with time. But like, because that's what I was thinking about too. Where it's like, 18, I don't know, I'm just trying to whatever. Then early 20s, honestly, I was just trying to get through college. I wasn't really thinking post college necessarily. I just knew I was tired of doing this. And then it's like, once you get out in the real world, it's like, oh man, well dang, maybe I should have did this or looked into this more, and it's like, because you start to realize like what the, like I said, because you go to different environments, so you start to realize, maybe that was supposed to prepare me for this, but I didn't
take it serious.
Or didn't realize it to the magnitude.
Yeah, that was like you just said. I didn't know what the magnitude of that was.
Of that decision was, because it was like, it's like, like honestly, the people I know that was like on top of it in college, with at the time I thought it was kind of weird because I'm just getting by. Like, why are you taking it so serious? Them people ended up like
they do
successful in life and like doing well. And I was like, okay, because you think about it, in high school, it didn't really take much to be good.
Yeah, it didn't.
And it really didn't just necessarily give you two greatest of the legs up once you got into college.
Nah.
But that transition from college
to
the real world, that's a big one. Like if you on top of it in college and knocking everything out the park, it kind of set you up well.
Well, you know what I think it is too? Mm-hmm. In college, you don't got your mama making you go to school every day. You know what I'm saying? A lot of it is a lot of self-discipline, self-determination.
Yeah, that too. But I think I didn't realize how like I say, the magnitude of the decision of like what you major in.
Okay.
And how that literally alters, honestly, probably the lifestyle you'll have.
Okay.
Granted, you can go back to go to school, which most people got to do once they realize it, but or if they want more, right, out of life, or just anywho. But
right,
if somebody would tell me, hey, because you see a number when you look up a number and say, oh, how much this make, you might divide it by 12 if you're responsible. Dang, this much?
Yeah.
You don't realize taxes and and other stuff and what that number really is.
Health insurance and Social Security.
And then it's like, I think I was still kind of picking stuff based off of like something I would want to do.
Yeah.
Not necessarily looking and seeing, okay, what's the greatest demand in the market right now? You may want to do something, but heck, it might only be 20 jobs in America compared to if you was to do X, Y, Z, and it's a great demand. It's like little stuff like that, though. I didn't know, so I'm thinking with my heart and just saying, oh, I just want something that I can feel,
good about,
feel good, enjoy with my, but it's like, it goes into mindsets because at 28, I'm thinking, nah, a job is a job. You need to pick something where you ain't gonna have no issue getting a job. It's a high demand in that market. It's not an outdated occupation that'll be automated at any point. Okay. But see, that's when I say your mindset change, and that might just come from wisdom. Because if you would have said the same thing, if you would have asked me the same thing at 24, I wouldn't have had that perspective or outlook. I think what I'm just saying is I went on a tangent too.
That's okay.
Well, it's kind of like, I think that this was wisdom, and once you know better and that knowledge and whatnot, and just how I think what I'm really saying is it's so interesting how your mindset changes. Yeah, and I think that just comes with life and wisdom. Like I said, like those things I just named. If I had to go back when I was looking at picking a major, I'd look at those things, but. Them wasn't things I was considering at 18. Only thing I was worried about is if I'm gonna like this, how long in school do I have to be for this?
Okay. Now, I will say this. I am gonna push back because I'm gonna say, what's wrong with it? What's wrong with picking something that you like doing?
Nothing.
Oh, but. You saying
I'm just saying how it's interesting how mindsets change.
Okay.
My mindset then was that, but my mindset now is, it's just a job. I'd rather pick something that's in demand and I can make a lot of money rather than. Of course, no one wants to be miserable at their job.
Yeah, right.
Like I said,
but you saying even
my top priorities wouldn't be that.
I'm about to say even just the selection process.
Because I probably would be my happiest at being a middle school basketball coach, but knowing the ceiling on how much they make. Okay, maybe I don't want to do that instantly. Yeah. Maybe eventually,
That maybe that's something I do after I get everything else I need to
out the way that I want to line up. That's a little bit more important.
Yeah. Exactly, and I guess even the purpose of them even asking us like what we want to do 5-10 years or after school or picking a major. I mean, some of it is a capitalistic, worker, everybody works kind of system, but I think the other side of that coin is just like, I guess they trying to prime your brain to just like. Slowly but surely, like turn those gears so that you're thinking to yourself, okay, like, what is my life gonna be like? You know what I'm saying? Like, what do I want my life to be like? What do I want it to be filled with? You know what I mean? What is gonna be my contribution? Like, you know what I mean? And I think that's all the part of the self-discovery route that we take even at 15, 16, we were discovering ourselves. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I stopped playing basketball at 15. You know what I'm saying? I started putting my all into football because I knew that's what I liked. And if it came down to it, that's what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? Even something small like that.
And I don't think, and that's kind of one of those things that never truly stops, you know?
Yeah.
It's like the self-discovery and realizing what you want. I think for me, I'm just so infatuated with how even your wants change, right?
Yeah.
Like it's just really what I'm just infatuated with is just like how a person changes throughout their lives, right?
Right.
So like
it's metamorphosis.
So yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Like where your focus may be for a job at 18 may not be your same focus at towards 30. Yeah. When you're thinking about, making a family.
Yeah. And also like you said, just like the nuances that you don't think about at 18. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like I guess at 18 I wasn't thinking about my cost of commute to work. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? There and back from work. You know, so that's just not something.
Or if the job don't have good benefits, or you have to pay out of pocket for that, which could
or like
you alive.
PPOs and stuff. I didn't know about none of that. You know what I mean? Kind of oblivious to it. I guess back then I just had a very, very, very macro.
I didn't even know you got refund checks going into college. Bro,
oh yeah, you did.
That was one of the greatest surprises of my life.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Heck, I didn't know they gave you money when you graduated high school. Bro,
yeah,
that shocked me. I was like, what? You get a refund?
I remember you.
I checked my account and it was a negative number. I said, hey, what's going on? I was like, I owe that or something? It's like, no, we owe that to you. I was like, what?
Let's go.
So you gonna give me that? I was like, yeah. I was like,
hey,
because it would always blow my. I was like, I just thought because when people come home, you'll see them at a football game. They always have on brand new clothes and stuff. I just thought
they
life up. Just treat you good like that when you in the real world in college. I didn't know they was operating on money they was gonna have to pay back.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I legitimately had no idea. I just thought everybody go off and do good.
I didn't know. I didn't know the power of it until I got it. I will say that.
But yeah, so it's just like that's what's so interesting to me. That's more so what I kind of just wanted to talk about, how like your mindset changed, even with your wants. Like what I wanted at 18 compared to early 20s compared to now, or even like the life you wanted for yourself, right? Yeah. Because at 18, I wanted to be flying private in the orange and have a multi-million-dollar business. Then at like once I got hit in the face with with the real world and like just realizing that just being on your own, and just having your own stuff, and how nice that is. Like even if you just,
it's so secure,
like
it's
just
so secure.
Not even having like no crazy extra money, just being able to
take care of
yourself, have your own spot and just your own stuff, and finding a job that pay that much. Because that was like, at one point, I was like, hey, man, if I can I told God, I was like, hey, if I can just live on my own and just have a little bit to somewhat enjoy life, nothing crazy, but I'm just talking about if somebody want to go out to eat or if I can just create a life by myself on my own, like that's I say that's all I need. That's all I'm trying to get to. Because that, like I say, post college and seeing what jobs pay, and they still only offering you this minimum
bits and crumbs.
Yeah, I was like, well, dang, how people afford to live? That's why I was like, man, if I can just get to where I can pay rent,
that's what I was saying.
Like that'll be something.
Yep, that's what I was saying. I was like, man, I just want to pay my bills, bro. Pay all my own bills.
Because it was looking like I didn't understand how people did that based off of what I was being offered. Jeez. I was like, what did I go to school for?
Yeah, that's what I was, bro.
And that was like,
man,
almost coming up to 25 from that 23 to 25. I was like, bro, I'm just like, if I can just do that first, you know?
I was just like, bro, like this isn't like it. This thing is not making sense to me.
Yeah, it wasn't clicking, bro. Because I was thinking, like, I just did all this and still, like, this is all I can.
Yeah, like that. I can't boss up no more.
Like, how do people make money in this world?
I know I was sweating. I was like, bro, is this all I'm gonna be right here? Man. This all I can get right here? with just myself. You know what I mean?
It was crazy and stuff. And then like I finally got there and I was like, okay, I can do that now.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And I was just like, that was something. And then saying, well, dang, you know, I like some extra money, you know, so it's like your wants change to where you was just basically trying to just not to be able to do more than to just survive.
Yeah.
Or first the goal, like I said, was just to survive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that was a milestone that I was like, dang, people just able to to afford life.
To get it on their own. Don't even think about luxury. You know what
Heck
I mean?
no, just you being able to, if you tell me you got your own spot and stuff and you got just a job and stuff, I was like, dang
you,
like,
that boy getting it. I know me, like you said, just wants changing. To 18, 16, 18, I'm dreaming about slabs and rims and grills and stuff. I got to college, kind of still wanted it, but I was just like, oh man, that'd be cool to have. Now, like, man, okay, you know what I'm saying? Why would I waste my money on that? You know what I'm saying? Even though I still do want a slab, but I'm saying it's not like priority. It's not the first thing I'm going out to buy. I'm not getting paid and going to buy J's the same day. I can't. Like, I can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you like wants and stuff.
Yeah, I just find a hard time justifying that much money on one thing.
Because what have I been saying lately? I want a backyard.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying. I want a backyard. I never thought I'd just have a strong desire to just have a backyard. Like, who cares? I thought I want to live like in something downtown with a view,
with a high view, high point view.
No, I want a backyard, bro. I
need some space. I think I was telling my girl this, one of my homeboys. I was like, bro, I can't do these apartments no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm getting good. You know, I'm grown. I want to, stretch out. I want to expand.
Bro, I want a backyard. I want to put some little lights up, have a little pit, have a fire pit too.
Had a little awning.
Yeah, man. Create a little vibe back there. Have a little water running. Just be chilling, posted. Don't even ask me where I'm at. I'm in the back.
Yeah. And when you just knock on the fence, you back there?
That's what I'm saying. I want a backyard, man.
But even just like, even bro, it just goes into a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about aging. A lot of maturity is involved in that. You know what I mean? There, and a lot of times when you think about these things that we want, we can look at the characteristics of ourselves that we're trying to satisfy, right? Mm-hmm. Like when I was 18, I wanted a slab because I wanted to satisfy the want to be seen. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Or I wanted the slab to make myself feel like I'm luxurious, Mm-hmm. Or I wanted the grill to attract women, you know what I'm saying? To give off to satisfy this thought I had about myself. You know what I mean? Yeah. As I went into college, I got more educated. I started reading more. Oh, excuse me. Started reading more. So that's kind of those things slid to the forefront of my mind, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So like I had to want to satisfy accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to become the vice president of BSU. I want to be an ambassador for this. I want to work for the football team. I want to get at the time I was still a film major. I want to get my role, out to people, you know what I'm saying? Things like that. So those became the things that I wanted to satisfy. Yeah. And that's when I started putting my actions into that. And I think that's what we're talking about as far as like aging, you know what I mean? Aging and that maturity and just how things change. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to satisfy the want to be seen. Like going to college experience and all them people, seeing people that were good people that were bad people. You know what I mean? Things like that. People that got cheated, people that got cheated on. You know what I'm saying? Like both sides of the coin. Mm-hmm. I started to say, man, like, I went back to my values that I learned. I'm like, man, I'm glad I learned that. Or like, dang, I didn't know that I was so ignorant on this, but maybe I learned it from one of my homeboys or a teacher or a class. And it just expanded my knowledge, expanded my worldwide knowledge, which probably expanded my self-knowledge, right? Which made things more worthy to me. Like it was more worthy to me to keep my word with my friends than to go to every party. So if I said I'm gonna help you study on a Saturday, I'm gonna go help you study on a Saturday. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Those kind of things like that, those things become more important because that person I help study, I might fail, they might pass. You know what I'm saying? But they'll pass that on or pay it forward. You know, that's the type of investing that I wanted to do. I wanted to invest into those kind of humanitarian type things like that. Which also, you know, post college, you know what I'm saying? It's still the same. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's where we can, you know, when we talk about these things, they usually link to something. So I think that's at the root of it, at least for me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to satisfy some idea that they have for themselves or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's a good way to do it. You know, a good way to look at it. Like, think about myself at 21, 23. Like, what was I dealing with? Who was I messing with? You know, what situation was I in? You know, so.
That's deep. Because as you were saying that, I was thinking about, because like when I was younger, I wanted to satisfy my wants.
Yeah.
Like different wants. Like
yeah.
When I was younger, I think it just satisfy my wants of just shoes. Like I just wanted them. Like it wasn't to impress any. I just want that was just my want.
Yeah.
And then like I don't know. I think in college I kind of just went through a metamorphosis of trying to figure out what my wants were.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know at that point.
They were changing.
Yeah.
They were changing.
And then like out of college, I had the one I wanted to satisfy the most was my want to just be able to be independent.
Yes.
And out on my own, like being able to actually afford rent, afford all the other bills myself, like just that
self-sufficient.
That was that was that want. Then once I got there, I wanted to satisfy the want to be stable. And what stable looks like for me is you know, being able to pay your bills, but also having money to live as well. You know,
to enjoy time with your loved ones.
It's like the staff. Yeah, it was to satisfy that want of stability. Then it was to satisfy that want of being able to live.
Yeah. Oh, come on now.
You know, because it was like,
come on now.
Because you know, like I had got to a point where it was like, okay, I mean, my bills paid, but shoot, ain't nothing else I can really do this.
I can't do nothing after that. Yeah.
I was like, dang, man, I do want to, you know, kind of enjoy it, you know, and stuff. And
I want to go to the Big Creek concert. Dang, you know what I'm saying? I want to go.
I hadn't been on a trip in a while. Cool. I ain't got to go every week, but you know.
But dang, you know what I'm saying?
But yeah, so it was like, because I was thinking, it was like that satisfying that want to live, and now I think I'm still on the satisfying the want to live. To be honest with you. Because I hadn't really got that out the way. I think that's an ongoing thing. Yeah, I think I'm just starting. But I think now I'm starting to have even different things I want to satisfy now. Yeah. And maybe the definitions of living is different. Like, I'm about to say that changes. Because my version of living now is like being able to have fun, being able to take trips, being able to... You know, keep your body in order and healthy and stuff like that. You know, So man, I think that is. I don't care if I don't got the live as Dougie no more. I mean, I do, but that's probably trash. Now. I'm still kind of fluid at the shows. Anywho, but yeah, man, I think that's the most different thing too. I think you kind of summarized it beautifully, where it's like you saying like. The things you're trying to satisfy, the different type of wants you're trying to satisfy, change, you know. Bro,
everybody has an idea of themselves, of who they want to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Sometimes it's different than who they actually are. You know what I'm saying? But you can never stop trying to be the person that you want to be. If you want to be a better communicator, you can work on it. Yeah. You want a healthier body, you can work on it. You know what I'm saying? You want long hair, you could try. You know what I'm saying? You want to be married. You want to be married. You want a relationship. Kids. You want a collection of cars.
Backyard.
The backyard. You know what I'm saying? Like, sure. If you if you want your everything, anything, man.
But yeah, it's always interesting. Like I say, because I don't. me at this point, I don't really reminisce much or think about like too far back. I kind of either be more present or future.
Yeah.
But no, like I said,
I need to work on that.
It kind of all stemmed from the fact that I'm, coming up on last year 20s. And
oh, yeah, that's true.
I would say that's where literally this whole episode stemmed from, about aging and just seeing how you just kind of just going back into your own mind and seeing about like, what you said, like what were your thoughts and ideas then and the wants you was trying to satisfy compared to your thoughts and ideas now and the wants you're trying to satisfy now.
Yeah. Yeah. Because 20 to 29.
And that's scary to think some people's didn't change.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know if they mean they ahead of their time or they still,
Yeah, or they still going through whatever they go through.
Living on some, past stuff. But yeah, so.
Also just like safety. You know what I'm saying? Safety is a bigger concern to me now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like back then, shoot, be out all night. You know what I'm saying? I didn't get into a lot of fights, but fighting, you know what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, escalated arguments, and
or if you know the environment was gonna be like
hostile, you know what I'm saying?
It didn't necessarily
it didn't deter
affect you like it does now, where it's like, they do that over there.
I ain't trying to be around that,
thank you. Yeah, I don't even want what come with that.
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying. I ain't got to satisfy that want. I ain't got to be the biggest, toughest dude on the block.
I think when you get older too, and your life get better, you start to appreciate life more, and you don't want to risk it as much, or you start to think about it. Was like, dang, my life finally getting good. Nah, this not the time.
Yeah, like I can't go to jail.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like I can't go to jail. Nah.
I think you might start to value life more because at 18 it's like, whatever.
Yeah, because you still got time to play with. Even though you can't play with time, you kind of still got time to play.
I think that's the thing too. I think why you start to get serious and more keen in on stuff is like, bro, I'm this now.
Yeah, bro, I can't take a 3-year break.
So I was at like, we had like a team. We had like a lunch provided to us from our company.
Okay.
It might have been Friday, and like we were just sitting at the table, socially distanced, of course. And and they just went around the table and asked, "How many years you got left to retirement?" And people spit that number out instantly. Man, if you asked me that when I was younger, heck, I don't know. I mean, my answer was 18, but I knew the answer though. I did the number off the top of my head.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
And they said the first 5 or 10 years just zoomed by. But I think too, like we talking about life now, and we in our 20s, the most transitional phase. But I think the older you get, the life just kind of get way more stable, and stuff don't really change as much, Like your kid, might have start having kids, and they gonna age, and you start dealing with that. But kind of where you at is where you work. Your house is your house. You might get a bigger house at some point, but it's like it's not as much drastic changes as we going through right now in our 20s.
Some people look at that as like mediocre. What you think about that? Like,
look at what is mediocre.
I guess they feel like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I guess you ain't say what kind of house it is. I guess it could be a big house, huh? It ain't gotta be
whatever you want.
Yeah, whatever you want. As long as I be thinking to myself, as long as you can take care of yourself and you ain't harming nobody else.
Yeah, be honest, whatever you want. I don't care. That's your life.
Yeah, that's true.
You want to live in a
shack,
a sky or a sky rise. You don't want a yard. Some people don't want a yard.
Some people don't want that. Some people don't want that. Yeah. Everybody can't. Yeah. Everybody don't want that, man. So nah, man. It's so funny, man. Being the age we are, is that we have lived some life now, but we got so much more life to live.
Yeah,
there's so many more days. Like we can. Well, when we're 39, we might come back and listen to this podcast and be like, but what the heck was we talking about?
They thought they knew.
I'm about to say, it's probably some older people listening now.
Well, I'm about to say, I know parenting a whole different type of animal, and that's a thing in itself.
I am not ready for that veil to be raised.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I know that got a lot of nuance to it and whatnot. And I'm about to say much may not change in that aspect of your life, but dealing with a child that's constantly aging, that's figuring themselves out and learning new stuff and dealing with that.
It's kind of scary, man. This human being is growing every day. And one day I'm going to wake up and he's going to be walking.
And one day he's going to be a teenager. Oh, my God.
Gosh, and one day he might be bigger than me. So, yeah, man. Definitely, man.
But it's just, like I said, it's just interesting to kind of look back and think about, like, you know, how your mindset changed from this age to this age to this age. And
the question I had wrote down, I know we're coming to our, because I don't know why, because we led off the conversation and it kind of had a sizable context on just like working and what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And the question I asked, I was like, is human existence valued by the person producing something?
Yes.
All right. That's the answer.
You think so?
I think that's a Western civilization school of thought. I think people that have industrialized societies believe that. I believe there are some nomadic groups out there, some holistic groups out there that believe you exist just as time exists. You're just here. You know what I'm saying?
Give me the question again. I think I stand on my answer. I just want to hear the question again.
Is human existence valued by the person producing something?
Is human existence? Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you asking the question. You asked, is that right? That's one answer. But if you ask me, is that the reality? Yes, that's the reality, especially in America.
See, that further validates what I just said. That's a Western civilization thing.
Probably, but that's where we live. So, yeah. It might be sad when you think about it, but it's the truth.
It's really a existential question.
Heck, you got a TD sweatshirt, a hoodie on. Just imagine if Kendrick started making bad music. Is he going to be valued as high as he is now? It's about productivity and what you can provide. Maybe if you married and you just stop working. I don't know if your wife, and you just don't never produce anything. You know, you don't bring nothing to the table. I don't know if she'll love you the same. Yeah. At some point, you know.
Yeah, man.
So that's the harsh reality.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And that is why I think a lot of people listening, especially the ones that are in America or any Western civilization, are going to resonate with this topic today because they've all probably have been conditioned to think, okay, I got to do something.
You know? I got to do something. Yeah. I get where you went. Yeah. Because that made me feel less than at times. It's like, dang, I feel like I should be doing more.
Yeah.
But it's because that's ingrained in you.
It's ingrained.
Your value is based on your productivity.
Yeah.
Because it'd be like, dang, I know I'm capable of more. And you just feel like if you ain't putting that out, output or productivity ain't matching what you think you can be, it just make you feel less than, or you're not living up to your full potential.
Yeah. But like, I say, I'm not trying to get too existential on this part and meta, but like, I mean, you're an animal on this earth just like everybody else. You know what I'm saying? But like you said, like, if you want to participate, you know what I'm saying? If you want to participate in things, it's like you can't not work because you got to generate some kind of income because that's the system that's in place. If it wasn't money and it was like, you can get into this TDE concert for 20 apples, people will be going, everybody will have an apple orchard in their backyard.
You still got to grow the apples and whatnot.
Come on.
And somebody,
and that, you know what, and that's still a form of currency. That's how all this started. And then somebody gonna say, well, instead of going 20 apples, I give you this.
I'm not saying really the barter system really just got a consistent currency. That's all money is. It's just a consistent currency that everyone take.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I'm gonna say, I guess you could go live in the forest, but at the same time, if you do that, well, I guess I don't know if I would consider doing survival stuff as being productivity or not, because you got to build yourself a shelter. You got to make sure you eat every day, so you got to hunt
and you got to protect
and
yourself.
Gather stuff.
You got to protect yourself from.
So I don't know if that's considered. I don't know if that affect your value or not.
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I think that's you just. Damn. I guess That's just surviving.
But if other people there too, then you're gonna be seen valuable if you have your protection. You got food,
got shelter.
Compared to the person that's in the forest that don't, and he just sitting there starving, skinny, and getting rained on, and animals just bullying him. So
one or two things gonna happen.
Because I want to say that's the stuff we need as humans: food, shelter, and
I guess. Well, see, that's why I was asking that. I didn't mean to get so up in there, up in the air with it. I asked that question because this conversation, and a lot of people they're gonna think like, man, I felt the same way. You know, that's why they ask you like.
Oh yeah, I want to say because I felt that way a long time where it was like, dang, this all I'm doing is like. You measure your value on your productivity. Yeah, it's like, dang, I know I can be doing more.
But I'm okay. I'm gonna say this. That's why I'm a person that is a proprietor or a person that spearheads human fulfillment. You know what I mean? Like, do something to make yourself feel good. You know, so you gotta have something, bro.
But what does being productive make you feel good?
Then that's what you do. That's what I'm saying. Your definition is your definition, bro. Yeah. Like, if it feels good for you to clock in at DuPont and clock out, do that. You know what I'm saying? If you like fishing, go fishing on the lake at 5 a.m. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but because you say that now, because I do feel fulfillment out of productivity. I think that's why, like, on weekends, I'm still doing stuff. I'm not just laying on my. I feel just. See? I can do that for like. Give me 3 hours.
And then after, like, okay, I gotta
maybe 5 at the most, and then after that, I was like,
yeah,
I don't like how I spent this day. I just don't like. Yeah. I don't like how it make me feel. Like, see, I'm not the type I can just sit around all day because I don't get that fulfillment out of that.
Yeah.
Now, if I wash some clothes, go grocery shopping, maybe get a little workout in. Cook, like, being productive gives me fulfillment. Sitting around doing nothing doesn't give me fulfillment.
Yeah. Some people, I don't want to take it too far.
Like, even if I could pay to have that stuff done for me,
you would still do it.
I wouldn't have. I would still need to do something. Yeah. I would have to do something to feel the fulfillment.
Yeah.
Like, if I had somebody that was gonna come clean, so I didn't have to worry about cleaning. That's somebody that was gonna cook for me. Yeah. And it's just like, I gotta do something. Okay, let me go read. Let me go.
Yeah. Let me go write this. Let me go.
I gotta do something. Yeah. Doing nothing doesn't give me fulfillment.
Yeah. Like aimlessly just sitting.
Yeah, I don't give me the fulfillment that I need.
Yeah, I feel you. No, I feel the same way. I ain't gonna lie. My threshold is probably a little longer than 5 hours because I can just chill. But I know it's not too far after that. It's probably like.
But sometimes too, though, like if it's a show I want to watch and I get through a show, that kind of go into that fulfillment.
Yeah. Because you progressing.
Because it's something I wanted to get through. Okay, I got through the show.
You check the box.
Okay, I'm on this episode. Compared to if I have nothing to watch and you just say, "Hey, bro, just scroll," and you gotta just watch random shows.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all you can do.
Oh no, go crazy.
Man,
go crazy.
But yeah, I do. I don't get fulfilled. That's a good question to end us on, man.
Yeah, we'll ask the audience that, man. Y'all think on that, man.
Yeah.
Let us know what y'all think in the comments.
Go ahead and cue us up, man. Go ahead and cue us up.
Are we there yet? Are we to the point where we can say that?
Yeah.
Y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments.
And this has been episode 28 of the Transferable Experience podcast. Remember to do all the things on all the things.
All right, y'all.
Till next time.